Next week, I'll be wearing a Chiefs jersey.
Subscribe to Entertain House.
G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my NFL Week 12 picks. It's very exciting. I will be at some of these games coming across the weekend. Really excited for Rams, Eagles, and the Ravens taking on the Chargers. I'll be there over in LA. If you're wondering why I'm not wearing my beloved Kansas City colors, I've said all season when the Chiefs lose their first game, I will wear another team's jersey. And the team that won the poll was Joe Burrow, the Bengals being a massive rival of the Chiefs. The Bengals this week is the jersey that I have to wear. And if we do lose against Carolina Panthers, next up is a Tua Tagovailoa jersey. So we'll see how we go. But last week I went 8 from 14 in NFL picks. This week, I need to bounce back. I've had a great season, very poor week. It was a one-off. Now I'm going to watch some football. So let's get into my Week 12 picks. Starting off with the Cleveland Browns hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Steelers got a really nice home victory against the Baltimore Ravens, proving that their defense has been solid all year. A nice victory there against a very solid team in an AFC rivalry battle. A great game, and the Steelers silencing a lot of people, continuing their record, showing how good they are this year. The Cleveland Browns, I actually tipped them to beat the New Orleans Saints. They were dog shit in that second half, and I don't expect much from them here. The Steelers are a team that know how to win in a gritty way. They're not that type of 14-plus team, so I have got the Steelers winning this one by 12, but I could see it being closer. Next up, the Carolina Panthers at home will host the Kansas City Chiefs. The Carolina Panthers are coming off the bye after playing some nice football in recent weeks overall. Either they're getting some victories or they're putting in decent performances. Kansas City are coming off a loss to Josh Allen and the Bills. Can we bounce back against the Carolina Panthers? I think so. I think we should roll the floor with them, but there's this part of me that is scared now that we've lost one. Is a few losses going to happen? But overall, I think this team still showed that they were good against the Bills within 2 points at halftime. Never really struck into second gear, the Bills. I think they can get into a better gear, which is scary this year. But Kansas City to win this one. They will win 14 plus. They will win by 19 points. I'll be back in a Chiefs jersey next week. Next up, it is the Chicago Bears hosting the Minnesota Vikings, and the Bears' season from hell continues. The Packers had the opportunity to lose the game. The Bears with a walk-off field goal, and the Packers blocked that field goal. The Bears' season has gone from good to bad to worst, and here they play a Minnesota team that's in great form, still in the hunt for that they're probably going to get a playoff spot, but they're going to want to secure a sort of top 4 seed coming into the playoff. Minnesota to win this game by 9 points. Next up, it's the Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans, and Houston looked better against Dallas in offense, mainly that of Joe Mixon. Massive game from him. They need to do more. Their passing does need to be better. The Dallas Cowboys were still able to put up some points. I believe they had their first touchdown as well in a couple of weeks. And the Texans defense just needs to be better overall. Still have a good offense. They should be getting the win here. Houston win against the Tennessee Titans by 13 points. Next up, it is the Indianapolis Colts hosting the Detroit Lions. It's a dangerous spot for the Lions. They are now Super Bowl favorites. They have a 9-1 record, building very, very nicely, putting up a lot of points, 50 on the Jags last week. And Anthony Richardson had a massive game for the Colts. I can't remember if they won last week. I think they lost. They weren't able to get the win in the end. I can't remember who they played, sorry. But I remember Anthony Richardson having a big game. And this Colts team, when they turn up, especially at home, they can be quite dangerous. The Lions have been explosive. They have been unstoppable. I don't expect the Lions to put up 40 points here against the Colts defense, but I do expect the Lions to run away with the victory. So I am going to go Detroit Lions to win by 11 points. Next up, it is the Miami Dolphins taking on the New England Patriots, and the Patriots were in a contest with the LA Rams last week. They weren't able to get the chocolates. Drake May has still been playing well. The Patriots team this year has been quite surprising. They have been building towards being better. kind of like the Lions a couple of years ago, they look like they're building for their future and are going to be a surprise packet in the coming years. The Miami Dolphins, though, their offense is getting better and better. In that second half, they were absolutely brutal in that game, and this is a game that they definitely should be winning, especially being at home. I do think this is going to be very close, however. I do have the Dolphins winning. Dolphins to win by 4 in what I think will be a great game. Next up at New York with no Daniel Jones, it is Tommy DeVito time. He's back, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have had the bye. Now they get Mike Evans is due back this week, which is a big inclusion for the offense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have been losing a few games lately after a really great middle part start to the season, and they need to get back on track, so it's a very important game for them. But as for the Giants, they haven't got much to play for, but they want to get a victory for their home fans, surely. As for this game, I think the Giants make it tough for Tampa, but the Bucs should win. Tampa Bay win by 10. It is the Washington Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Commanders have gone back-to-back losses, that against the Eagles, and they had a good start against the Eagles, but the Eagles started to come home in the second half, and that against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the upset Steelers that I picked a few weeks ago. The Commanders need to get back on track against a Dallas team that is awful. Big margins being put on Dallas. You know, no Dak Prescott, lots of outs for the Dallas Cowboys. I just think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to get destroyed by the Washington Commanders. I think they're the real deal. I've been saying it all year. Dangerous team in the NFC. Now they've had the 2 losses. Time to wake up, work towards the playoffs. Commanders win by 23. Next up, it is the Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. I can't remember the Vegas Raiders last week who they played. I've just forgotten again. As for Denver, a massive victory over Atlanta. I expected them to win, but I knew Atlanta have been a very good team, so I expected a fight. But the Denver Broncos defense was just unreal. Their offense with Bo Nix and Javonte Williams, Cortland Sutton has been great all year, but their defense is getting better, and they are looking like a dangerous team. I have this team outside the playoffs but I tell you what, they are going to be there. They are the biggest surprise packet this year for sure, besides the Washington Commanders, but I guess they were building a team towards this. But this Denver team, they weren't expected to be here, and they're going to win in Vegas, and they're going to win by 12 points. This is going to be an awesome game between the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field taking on the 49ers. Now, the Packers were able to sneak away with a win against the Bears. Bears probably should have won that game. As for the Niners, they led early on against the Seattle Seahawks, but the Seattle Seahawks with a touchdown to win the game. The touchdown from, what was it, Geno Smith? I can't remember now, but the Seattle Seahawks find a way to win that game at home, an important game for their division. The 49ers have dropped a few games this year, and they need to start winning if they want to make the playoffs, because it's getting tough for them now in this back half of the year. The Packers have been playing decent. The 49ers have been playing worse than the Packers. I'm going to tip the 49ers here. I don't think many people are going to do it. I think everyone's going to go Green Bay at home, but I do think that the 49ers, although there is some injury concerns there and some concerns on defense, I think they have enough to just beat the Packers in a close game. 49ers win at Lambeau by 5. Next up, it is the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals. It's in a battle of the birds. Seahawks, a great victory last week. Arizona coming off the bye after, I think, 3 in a row. So they are moving up the NFC, top of their division, I believe, playing really, really well. And it's a big danger game for them against the Seattle Seahawks at Lumen Field, where they do play better. And by the way, that win for the Seattle Seahawks against the Niners, that was not at Lumen Field, that was at Levi's Stadium. But this is a tough one because I think Seattle are building towards a better end to the year from what I can see. The Cardinals are due a loss, but they have been very good. And I'm going to tip the Arizona Cardinals by 6. I think they've got a little bit too much for Seattle in offense. I am going to tip Arizona to win this game by 6. Can you believe it? 12 weeks ago when the season started, I said I will be at week 12 This is the first game. It's the LA Rams taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Rams were able to get the victory against the New England Patriots in a bit of an ugly way, and the Philadelphia Eagles, an 8-point win against the Commanders. Now they head on the road to LA, where I will be. Really excited for this game. I would love to see the Rams at home in their house get this dub, get this win. But something tells me that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be able to snatch this one away from the LA Rams. I kind of hope I'm wrong, because Philly have been very dominant in the NFC, and the Rams, this is a very important game for them in the context of their season to try and stay alive, make the playoffs. But I think Philly win in a close one. I'm sorry, Rams fans, I've got Philly winning by 6. And the final game, which I don't think I've announced this, guys, NFL Mike is actually joining me for a bit of a vlog for the Chargers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. A massive win for the Chargers last week. They almost won by like 20 points, but the Bengals, this team, they came red hot in the end, but it was the Chargers winning. I think it was J.K. Dobbins scoring the match-winning touchdown for that game, but game-winning drives from Justin Herbert have been a big thing. Against a Baltimore Ravens defense is going to be very tough. This is going to be a great game, and there could be a lot of points scored in this game with both of these offenses firing recently. Really excited to attend this one. I've got really good seats for this game. I can't wait to meet NFL Mike. If you guys see me there and you're like, hey, that's that Australian that makes content for the NFL, that's me. I'm going to be there. I'm excited. And for this game, I reckon the Chargers win. I said that the Chargers look like a dangerous team. The Baltimore Ravens hadn't played a great defense all year. You know, the Ravens only just beat the Commanders, who are a great team, but they've had a few little slip-ups throughout the year. And I think this will be another one. Back-to-back losses. The LA Chargers, an important home victory, coming off a momentum win against the Cincinnati Bengals. The upset of the week. Over in LA, the Chargers beat Baltimore by 3. Those are my tips for NFL Week 12. That is it from YouTube for me for the coming day. I will be at Lakers Magic. I will be at Lakers Nuggets. I will be at Rams Eagles. I will be at Clippers and Kings. I will be at Chargers and Ravens. It is a massive week for me. Very excited. Time for some time off, but I am going to put some videos out for you guys as much as possible, whether that be when I get back or on a daily basis. We'll see how I go with timing and all that. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to this channel. If you are an NRL fan and you're watching my NFL content, just so you know, we're getting closer to 5,000 subscribers, and I will be giving away an NRL membership once we hit that goal. Thank you so much. Let me know your tips in the comments, your scores, your margins, everything. I'll see you guys over in LA.